Cherry.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. What are you eating? Is it delicious?
Yes, but I don't know what it's called. Hello.
Hello. Look at your hair. It's so cute.
My mom made it for.
Oh my gosh. Hi, Hillary. I miss you. I miss you. How are you? How are you?
I'm happy.
Did you lose a tooth?
Yes. I lose.
Oh my gosh. Look at you guys. They're dropping like flies.
I'm a 7.
You are?
This is her first tooth.
Oh, congratulations, Hillary. Does the tooth fairy come to China?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, good.
No,
Oh,
I put the coin under her pillow.
You did. Oh, what a good sister you are.
Me this.
Let me see. What is that? What is that? That's beautiful. It's a medal? What is it for?
The tooth fairy.
Oh, that's from the tooth fairy? Holy moly. What's it say on it?
I'm not sure. I think it says tooth or something like that.
Oh my gosh, Cherry, her hair is so cute. That is so adorable. Is it braided braided and then rolled up?
I think so.
Yeah. You should wear your hair. Would you wear your hair like that to school?
No, because my mom said we don't have lots of time, but my hair is messy.
Your hair is crazy long, Cherry. Let me see how long it is in the back.
Mm.
My gosh.
Mm.
Holy Cherry, it's crazy long. When I first met you, your hair was like here. Wow. Are you going to keep growing? Are you going to keep
because I get so long hair and I don't want to cut it. And
You
second,
don't?
like in the summer also it's very hot, so my mom will always take me to cut my hair, but don't cut it straight like this. She will cut it more like just cut it like this.
Right. You know, like it's getting really, yesterday was the first day I went swimming outside. It's getting really warm here too. And my hair's getting kind of long, but I'm liking it. So I just pull it back into like a messy bun like this.
Oh.
To keep it up off of my neck. So Sweetie Pie, I'm going to send a note to all to Nina and everybody. In 2.5 weeks, I'm going to Italy. So I want to make sure that we still have, that we don't lose our time. So I'm just letting you know that things may need to be tweaked a little bit with our schedule. But how are you? Are you almost done with school?
Yeah, right.
Wait, are you going into, no, fourth, what grade are you going into?
California.
Right. What grade will you be in next year?
Year 6, grade 6.
You're kidding me. You're going to be a 6th grader? When I first met you, you were a little girl in 4th grade. I mean, you are so ready for 6th grade work. You are so ready. Cherry, you are such an outstanding student. You are your brain, does your teacher tell you that in the reports? Just what a great thinker you are?
Yeah.
You're really unusually perceptive. You think deep thoughts. I really love working with you. I love seeing you. Wait, so when are you going to California?
Maybe on 2024, the September. We have 1 year.
Wait, what? You're going to go for the whole year to California?
No, like on next September, but
Right.
not this year. It's 2024. We're going to live in California for a very long time.
Are you? That's amazing. Do you know where in California? Have you been to California? Like San Francisco?
I've been to California because my sister was born there.
Right, that's right. That's pretty exciting. Is it your parents' work that will take you there, or is it school for you? Or both?
School.
No kidding. Wow, Cherry. Very cool. So in a year, you'll have this big move, but the whole family will go with you.
Yeah. I'm going to go to school called Harvard Westlake.
Harvard Westlake? Yeah, I've heard of that school. Yeah, that's a really famous school. That's in I think that's in Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I've heard this.
No kidding. And so Hillary will also have the experience of going to school in California as well.
Yeah, but my sister is not going to the same school as me.
Harvard, that's a high school, right? That's a high school. Yeah, but her English language skills, yours too, will just explode. It's going to be incredible to go to school in an English speaking school. That's really exciting. Really exciting. You're really lucky that your parents can take their work anywhere. I think that's a very different thing from when my children were little. Now that we have the internet, which you can almost be anywhere, like you and I, you're in China, I'm in New England, and here we are, and we're like old friends. Yeah, it's really wonderful. So Cherry, I wanted to talk to you today. I wanted to move forward with the book, and I wanted to talk a little bit at some point and show you some pictures of what a migrant camp in California would look like, and what the dust storm might look like. You're going to be, when you're in California, you're going to be in the area generally where this story takes place. So let's talk a little bit. Can you just remind me how far you've read? I know what I assigned, but I just want to make sure that I don't go too far. I think I asked you to try to read to page 157, but I know that you're such a speedy reader, so.
I don't know because I haven't got a bookmark.
Oh, okay. Can you look at the book and just see if you can kind of remember? It doesn't have to be perfect.
I think I read not so many, just read to 100 something.
Okay. Did you get to the part where there's this terrible storm of dust and dirt? Do you
And
remember? And mama gets sick. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, but I'm just looking where I read.
Yeah.
Mm, I think I read to page 137 or something like that.
Okay, great. Good to know. All right. Terrific. So let's take a look at page 123. And let's talk a little bit about the gift that Miguel has brought from Mexico to California. Do you remember what that was? A little bit of home comes with them on this journey.
I just remember explained about her doll.
Her doll, right, her doll. But let's take a look at the very bottom of 122, that sentence that starts behind the cabin. And then
Oh, I know. Behind the cabin was an old oval washtub with one end cut off. It had been set on its sides, forming a little shrine around a plastic statue of Our Lady of Guadalupe. Someone had built a grotto of rocks around the base of the tub. Around it, a large plot of earth had been fenced by stick and rope planted with thorny stems, each with only a few branches.
Isabel gasped, "It's
Oh.
beautiful. Is that our statue?" Josefina nodded. "But the roses come from far away." Esperanza searched Miguel's face, her eyes hopeful. "Papa's?" "Yes, these are your papa's roses," said Miguel, smiling at her. Alfonso had dug circles of earth around each plant, casitas, little houses that made moats for deep watering, just like he had done in Aguas Calientes. But how Esperanza remembered the rose garden as a blackened graveyard. "After the fire, my father and I dug down to the roots. Many were still healthy. We carried the cuttings from Aguas Calientes, and that's why we had to keep them wet. We think they will grow. In time, we will see how many bloom. So I'm going to put a word in the chat, a couple words in the chat, Cherry. Shrine and Our Lady of Guadalupe. Okay. G-U-A-D. Okay. And okay. Thorny. Okay. A shrine. Even if you don't know what that means, Cherry, can you guess just by the context, by the way it's being used on the top of 123? Forming a little shrine. What do you think?
I have little bit idea that is something to do with the plant.
Something to do with what?
Plant.
Yeah.
Plant.
Okay. Okay. So if it's a little shrine around a statue, picture your room, okay? And maybe in your room you have little objects that you love, like little toys, little figures that you arrange in a really special way, maybe in a circle or in some kind of a pattern. A shrine is a place where something's it's to say that it's something very special. It's a very special place to go to honor something, to remember maybe somebody or something important. And Our Lady of Guadalupe is very important in Mexico. She's a religious figure that people love and pray to, like the Virgin Mary, if you're Catholic. And Guadalupe, in pictures of her, she wears a giant skirt, a big, big, beautiful skirt, right? And underneath the skirt are children. So the idea is that Guadalupe is a saint, somebody people pray to, who protects people inside her skirt. She holds people close to her and keeps them safe. Like if you had a doll, Jerry, and underneath that doll's skirt, you had all sorts of like baby dolls of the doll. It's as if it's protecting people. Can you picture that? Am I explaining that? Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. I know you could draw it. How would you draw that, Cherry, if on the whiteboard? How would you maybe draw a doll like or a saint, Guadalupe, with a big skirt and then under the skirt protecting children? What would that look like?
Oh, maybe I can.
Do you think you could draw that?
Maybe I can share my screen.
That's what I'm hoping. That's exactly what I was hoping.
I have drawing app, so I can draw on my iPad. Can you see it now?
Mhm.
No, it's not this one. Maybe it's something like.
I love to watch you draw. It's my favorite thing to see how you visualize, how you see what we're talking about.
Let's draw something like a doll.
Hmm. Mm.
You change the pen.
Amazing.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and her neck. Maybe I think her body is kind of like, because old fashioned they like to use red and
Mm-hmm.
dresses, and it's fluffy.
Oh, yes.
Perfect.
It's so magical watching you draw and bringing these characters to life.
Something green.
Mm. Yes. I love it. Her big, big skirt. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Last time my teacher showed me a picture of a skirt, and it's just like
Mm. Mm-hmm.
there are pictures on the clothes. I saw.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I think,
nice.
and I think their the dress is very long, and there is something like a cotton.
Oh, that's so great. Like a cotton. Oh, I love it, Cherry. It would have to be a really big, long skirt in order to hold the world of children inside it.
The hand is very hard to draw.
They're always. Mhm.
Just
That's great. That's great. Looks like gloves.
yeah. Turn to white. It's so stay. Change the background to black.
Mm.
But I need to change the face too, because the face is a pen.
Mm. I love the black background. It really makes everything pop out. Now, how would you depict a child maybe peeking out from under that skirt? That would be really hard.
I need to get the clothes more bigger, because
Hmm. Oh, I love her.
I just need to cover all the things into white.
Yeah.
How do I paint on the dress?
Well, the dress could be like, we could be able to see inside the dress, or you could have a little baby peeking out from under the skirt, from the bottom of the skirt, maybe just like the head or a hand. I don't know. You're so good at thinking of these great ideas. Oh, 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 how sweet.
Because the baby don't have lots of.
Just a little bit of hair. Okay. Nice. Oh, I love it, Cherry. I love it. It's fabulous. Perfect. Perfect. Is the baby smiling, or is the baby like
Smiling.
Mhm.
I just need to add something because I have very, very beautiful things.
I love that scruffy hair. It's just like a baby's hair.
I think at the background we need to get something green.
My baby granddaughter, Mabel, she's 2.5 months old, and she has hair just like that. It sticks up. Oh, that is really beautiful. That's also like a representation maybe of all the children of the world, all those circles. Can you save this picture, Cherry? Because I want to go back to our larger idea, but I don't want this to go away in case we come back to it.
Okay.
It's really lovely. I hope that you always, always, always use your visual, your artistic expression as a way of showing ideas. Oh, nice, nice. That looks very Mexican, that hat.
So maybe I can draw some little eyes.
Okay.
No, it's not. Just a dot.
Yeah, yeah. And Guadalupe is so beloved. She is probably the most beloved saint in all of Mexico. I'll show you something real when we go back to the full screen, I'll show you something really special that I have on my desk right now from Mexico.
Is Esperanza the story real?
I think it is based on truth. Yeah, I think it is. It's based on the author's family background, who and when they came to California from Mexico. Yeah. In the very back of the book, Cherry, there's a there are directions. Oh, nice, sweetie. Let's go back to the full screen for a minute, okay? Oh, I love her.
Okay, I can go to the
So
fruits.
save her, and then we'll come back to it. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love the way you use color.
Just pouring some ice. Okay, I
Oh, perfect. Oh, Cherry, that's like magic watching you do that. It's in the back of the book, you'll
Which-
find in the back of our book that we're reading, there's some really neat information. And I can't see you, sweetie.
oh
And in the back, there are directions for how to make a little doll out of yarn.
oh I found it.
And I made a couple of those dolls. They're really fun to make. I made one that's like this big. And then I made a little tiny one for my little niece, my sister-in-law's little girl. And they're super fun to make. You and Hillary can make those. All you need is yarn and scissors.
Can you show me one that you made?
I don't have one with me now. I could make one though. If we have time, I will make one right now. But if we don't have time, I will make one for the next time we meet. But you will be able to do it. Do you see the directions in the back of the book?
Yeah, but I'm not very.
You need a book, any size book. I used a little book. And all you do is you wrap the yarn. Do you know what yarn is?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just wrap it around.
What is the yarn?
What is yarn?
Yeah.
I'll show you. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go downstairs and get some for you. You could even use string, Cherry. This is yarn.
Oh.
Do you know what? I have a really great idea. I have a really fun idea. If you're able to get a big ball of yarn or string, next time we meet, we can make it together, you and me.
Oh, I have a yarn.
Okay, why don't we try? Let's make it together. But right now, I want to go back to the book for a little bit, okay? Because I want to show you some pictures so you can understand what was going on in California during the story, okay? I'm going to keep, Cherry, I'm going to keep my yarn right here on my desk and make a note that you and I will do this together next time, okay? I promise. I'm writing it right down. Make.
What do you advise the yarn color?
Doesn't matter. You can use any color you want.
Oh, I can help my dad to send me some different color.
That would be fun too. But the only problem with different colors is that you are only using one string of yarn to wrap the whole thing. So what I did is I made my doll, right? And then I used embroidery thread. Do you know what embroidery thread is? It's shiny thread that's in many different colors. Like you would use it to make like a friendship bracelet.
Oh.
That kind of string. And I used my embroidery thread to decorate it, to make like eyes and a mouth. And I made like a little dress for the doll. So you can decorate it, but you really only, the doll itself, the body is only one color because you have to use the whole string. You don't, you don't change colors. You'll see when we make it. You're basically wrapping it around this book. We'll do it together and you'll understand. You could try on your own too. It's really fun to make. So
Can I use that thick yarn?
you could, and that would be like a super cozy little rag doll. Yeah, yeah. In fact, I think thick yarn is nicer. My doll was really skinny with this yarn, but it not cozy. So I think thick is better.
Okay.
So Miguel brings, and his father, Alfonso, they secretly bring these roses back from Aguascalientes to California, and they plant them to surprise Esperanza and to make her happy. The roses have thorns. You know what thorns? Do you know what thorns are? That sharp, prickly thing that you go, ouch, oh, right? On the stem of the rose. So if roses with thorns are a symbol, let's talk about symbols. If they mean something more than just being a pretty flower, what do you think a pretty flower with prickly thorns on it might mean about?
I think that means like don't look the outside of a person, because the inside they will maybe sharp you and hurt you.
Yeah, right. Is there any connection, Cherry, that you can make between the roses with the prickles and this journey that Esperanza and Mama have made and their new life in California? Is it at all like their new adventure that they're on? Yeah. So something can be beautiful, but also, what's the other side? Sharp and difficult, right? And full of like surprises and mean girls, like some of the girls in the story, and new friends like Isabel. Yeah. So symbolism is really interesting in a book because it lets us read the book in two ways. What do you think the two ways are that you can read a book if it has symbolism? What do you think, Cherry?
First, maybe you can like just read it normally, but secondly, you can think on it.
Okay, right, exactly.
It's like first, you can look at the cover and things to predict what's going to happen, and maybe read the first chapter and just predict the second one.
Right. And you can read deeper than what's on the surface, deeper than what we just see with our eyes. It's what we see with our hearts, what's inside the story.
It's like you can write your own story with an old story. It's like if you look at the page and you need to predict the story, the first chapter, and you read the first chapter and you predict the second one. You read the second one and predict the third one, and that will make a story, make the same story or a new one.
Okay, right. So it keeps overlapping and moving forward. But with the symbolism, I just want to make sure that you understand, with a symbol, you're reading the story and you're saying, Esperanza grew up on this beautiful ranch. She had really pretty clothes. Everything was happy. But with symbolism, you're reading underneath that. You're saying she's happy, but she's living a life of privilege, and something is going to happen. Things are too happy. The soil is fertile, but there's these people coming in the distance, and maybe it symbolizes something bad about to happen. So it's reading underneath the surface, like the roots. If you could look underneath, if the ground was glass and you could see the roots underneath, that would be a deeper way of reading, like the symbolism, right? What's underneath, right?
Yeah.
We'll keep talking about symbolism. Right now, my sweet girl, I want to talk to you a little bit about this terrible thing that you're going to see in the next reading of the story. And it has to do with something that happened in the 1920s, a long, long time ago. Why can't I get onto my screen share? Okay, I see. Something that happened a very, very long time ago to people that lived in the western part of the United States. So Oklahoma, New Mexico, and California. And something really, 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 really terrible happened, which is this.
Survive or they died.
Some people did. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say, it is true. This is not letting me see it, sweetie. Let me look here. Okay, this isn't as good, but okay. So in the United States, in the western part of the country, in the 1920s and 30s, people were working the soil. The soil was very rich. It was beautiful soil, but people worked the soil too hard. Like if you exercise too hard and you don't give yourself time to rest, and they just kept planting and planting and planting without giving the soil time to rest. And so the soil stopped being healthy, right? And so when there was a storm, all the soil was very dry and not rich, and all the topsoil, the soil on the top, just blew wildly, and created these enormous dust storms. So picture the hardest rainfall you've ever seen, but imagine if that was just dirt coming down from the sky, just dirt blowing everywhere. Scary, right?
They died.
Well, so what people had to do is they had to take rags that they had, clothing, they had to wet it really, really quickly and put it in the cracks of the doors and the cracks of the windows to keep the dirt out. But some people, like Esperanza's mother, you'll see in your reading for the next time, she breathed in some of this dust from the dirt, and it made her very sick. So it was a terrible, terrible
Did she
thing.
died? Did she die?
She did not die. I'm going to tell you that. Spoiler alert, she did not die. But people did get very, very sick from breathing in all this dirt. The one good thing that came out of this horrible, horrible time, is that the United States, the government, learned how to take care of soil and dirt. And they said, you know, soil needs to rest. There are ways to grow crops so that this never, never has to happen. And so that was a good thing, but a lot of people suffered. The skies got so dark, Cherry, so dark from this dust and dirt, that picture California, right? And then picture New York City on the other side of the country. The skies in New York got dark from the dust all the way in Oklahoma and California and New Mexico, that far away. That's how terrible the storms were. The birds got really, really confused because in the middle of the day, the sky got really, really dark. Everything changed. And then all of a sudden, the storm was over. It was over. And I'm looking for some pictures here to show you what it looked like. Oh my goodness. I had something pulled up. Just give me a second, Cherry, okay? I want to show you. And I'm not, the thing that I had is not popping up. Images of Dust Bowl and migrant workers. Okay. Okay. View.
I saw this before.
We did see this picture. Yeah, we did. Let's see if there's some new ones though. Ah, here we go. Did we see this one?
I think we did not.
Okay, I'm gonna put you here. Okay, so do you see how everything is just covered with dust? That's all dirt and dust from the soil. That's not like sand or anything else. Okay, so that's what it looked like. We saw that one. Do you see how these little plants they look like they're right on the tip of the soil. They don't have deep roots. That's because the soil, no, that's because the soil was so overworked and tired. They weren't able to grow deep roots. Okay. Here's a little boy in a migrant camp in California. So you can see his clothes look really tired. Here's a storm coming, a dust storm.
Oh no.
Yeah, do you see how dark the sky is?
Yeah.
What do you notice about this picture? What is it? This is a migrant worker. This is a little girl, probably maybe around Esperanza's age.
Oh, I think the storm is nearly coming.
Yeah, yeah. And what do you think about her life, just from what you see in this photograph?
Really bad.
Yeah, and what makes you say that, Cherry? What makes you say that it's bad?
It's really bad, and her car have a crack.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And she does look worried, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a little boy outside during a dust storm. See, it looks like he's in the desert, right?
Yeah.
Looks like the desert, but it's not the desert. It's this is a migrant family who have nothing. They've look at these clouds. This cloud is from one day, April 14th, 1935, and the day was called Black Sunday. It was the worst day of the dust storms. So imagine breathing that in. Imagine being in the middle of that. Here's children who live in a migrant camp. What do you notice about them, Cherry, that tells you about their life?
Dirty.
Yeah, yeah. They do look dirty. They're so, yeah. This is a migrant worker. And these are parents and their baby, and they're trying to get to California. This is what it looked like after the Dust Bowl when it stopped. Notice how the land is just not, it doesn't look green and lush, right? It just looks tired. Look how deep the dust is in this picture. Look how high up it is. It almost like starts to cover the door. I wonder if they'll be able to open that door. Do you think?
Dust will all come inside.
I hope so. These are migrant children. So they live in a migrant camp. These are all people that, oh yeah, this is a migrant camp in California. This one, whoops. Oh, we don't want the ad. No, thank you, ad. No. And the Dust Bowl also happened, Cherry, because there was a drought. Have you ever heard that word?
Oh, it's like no water.
No water, like no water for years. It didn't rain. Or if it rained, it hardly rained at all. And so everything was so dry. So those pictures should give you a feeling of what it was like to be a child during the Dust Bowl. And the dust went up 100,000 feet into the air. I can't even imagine how high that is. 100,000 feet. And the wind was 65 miles per hour, right? That's like crazy fast. Yeah. And then finally in 1939, the rain came and smart people started to teach people how to take care of the soil. Yeah. So I'd like you, my darling girl, to try to move forward with this book. We're getting really close to the end. And how much do you think you'll be able to happily read, not super speedy read, but read with pleasure and understanding in the next week and a half? What's a good number of pages, do you think?
Maybe 20 pages.
Just 20? Okay. What if we try to go to page 157? I think that would be a really awesome place to start, to
Okay.
stop. You think you can do that? Okay. All right, sweetie. Do you have any questions? I gave you a lot of information today about
Mm.
Guadalupe, about symbolism,
Mm,
about dust storms and migrant farms.
nope.
Okay, good. All right, sweetheart. Are you doing anything fun this week in school? Anything special?
I'm horse riding.
Oh, fun. Great. Good. All right, my sweet girl. Will you say hello to your family from me, your parents?
Okay.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
Cherry. Bye, Cherry. Good to see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a